Hey you, this is Miss Chris and welcome to another episode of Miss Chris Create. Today we are working on my Afro Woman, which is part of my three-piece decorative series. So we're going to start with her first. Right now you're seeing me use a air dry clay to make her face. Now this is different for me because I don't typically use an air dry clay. I typically use a baking polymer clay, but I got this clay at the store and I'm always trying to challenge myself in different things, so I decided to get this clay. Now, you see me, well, I did fast forward, but I am working fairly fast in trying to make her nose and her mouth and things like that. Because like I said, I've never worked with a air dry clay before, so I didn't know how long it would take for it to actually to dry. Well, it didn't dry as fast as I thought was going to do, so it was a little forgiving for in that. But I did learn after using this clay, water is your best friend. Always keep a small cup of water with you. Right now you're seeing me make her hair. I didn't know how I was gonna actually make her hair shape. I just know I wanted it into an afro. But as I put the pieces together and kind of smooth it out, the shape started to come a little better for me. Now, I mentioned water before. You see me using water here to kind of smooth out the hair. That's to make sure it's no cracks or anything in it when it dry, because when it dry, it will crack if you didn't do it properly. Using the water too can also help the other clay that you're using stick on top. I'm using the little small balls of clay because I wanted her hair to be kind of fluffy. So I used the small balls first and then kind of flattening the edges of it, and I also use water to smooth it out. Using the water hack will save you a lot of heartache. Even though it's an air dry clay, still take your time and use the water to kind of help smooth things out. I didn't know how to do the texture for her hair first, but I did remember I had that tool that you're seeing me using right here. So I just poked it all the way around, and I also used that brush at the end to kind of give it a little more fluff to it. And honestly, the combination of the two made the hair texture perfect and gave me exactly what I was looking for. Right now, you'll see me use acrylic paint. Anytime you see me paint, you will see me use acrylic paint. I don't typically use watercolor because I'm not much familiar with it. Plus, I also love the look of acrylic paint. Um, you see me use a paintbrush at first. Using that paintbrush was not it. It was not working out for me at all. So I had to figure out something else, and I figured out that I could use that. Now, when you try to blend more than one color together, my tip is to make sure the first color is still a little wet before you add the other color, because that will actually help blend the colors a lot better. Once I figured that out, this process became a lot easier for me, and that color blend of those three colors look absolutely beautiful. I'm just cleaning up the blue that I put on her afro because, as you see, I was just patting that darn blue color everywhere. So, um, yeah, so I cleaned up her afro and I'm using a brown for her face. Each one of my girls you will see in a different color brown because we all come in different shades. The gold, this is actually a dress. I know, it don't look like a dress, but it's a dress. I didn't want it to look like a traditional dress since I only sculpted her head. I wanted it to look kind of free flowing, if that makes sense. So I used teardrop shapes and colored in as best I can. And that gold just really popped to me with that blue. The gold you see here, I have gold pigments, so I use the gold at the just the base of the teardrop to kind of give it a little a little dimension to it. And I also use a brown eyeshadow because yes, I use eyeshadow too with my paint. I have powders too, but the eyeshadow was in reach for me. So and I don't use it on my face. This is just one of those things I use. But anyway, once I finished, I sprayed it with a clear varnish to protect the paint, and that was it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this as much as I enjoy creating it. Check me out for my other two girls that will be uploading soon. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.